Hello, my fellow Americans. 'Tis I, the rumpled one. A little ticked off again. I think it was about 6 months ago. I got a call from Verizon. Somebody tried to order a iPhone off using my account, having it shipped to California. Well, they nipped it in the bud, but I said, hey, let's put some prevention on my account. Number one, no changes or orders or anything unless you know a password. So they're supposed to do that. They said, number two, we should, you guys should ship that phone and have the local law enforcement, pick up these criminals. But Verizon didn't want to do that, and they tell me that the police won't do anything about it. Well, guess what? Today, got a phone call from Verizon. Somebody tried it again. Order a phone and send it up to Portland, Oregon. I said, wait a minute. I was supposed to have a password protection on this account. So that's the only way you can make an order. Furthermore, it can only go to my address. And I said, let's step this up. Let's get these guys. Nope. Verizon said, no, the police tell you it's a victimless crime and they don't want to do the paperwork. Well, my fellow Americans, we got to ask ourselves a question. Who's running the show? Do the police get to tell us what they do, or do we tell the police what they need to do? We're the ones paying their salaries. Who's making these decisions? The first thing happens whenever there's a budget crunch, they always say, well, we got to reduce police protection, reduce fire, reduce schools. They always go after the things that we really hold near and dear. But instead they keep funding all those BS projects that, nobody wants, or that only a few people benefit from, or that we might not even know exist in the first place. I mean, how much pork is in there? You take a look around. It seems like cities and counties and little taxing districts always have some money for beautification and doing these little artsy things, as opposed to, doing the meat and potatoes, doing the foundation, the things that really matter. They always get caught up in this stuff, and you wonder why they don't have any money in the budget. Well, my fellow Americans, once again, it's your fault, because you don't go to public meetings, you don't go to budget meetings, you don't question these people. I know you're busy, you got lives to lead, you got families to take care of, job to go to, you're tired. Last thing you want to do after you put in a full day's work is come home and then have to go out to some public meeting, listen to a bunch of bobbleheads talking about stuff you probably care less about anyway. But your failure to act, your failure to get off your butt and go down to those meetings because you're too tired or not interested is costing you and it's costing me. Think about it. What happens at a public meeting when there's a room full of people concerned about something? That's usually when action happens. But if it's just, one person, my fellow Americans, it's up to you. It's time to take back this country. You got to do it on a local level. Don't worry about the state. Don't worry about the feds. Take care of it locally, and then it'll spread. Trust me, it'll spread. Because once you take care of local and everybody else take care of local, guess what? Everybody's looking at the state. Do I think it's going to happen? I don't know. But if I just inspire one other person out there to go to a public meeting and maybe ask a question or give a comment about why what these bobbleheads, these elected officials are doing is just plain stupid or ridiculous or illogical or unreasonable. And maybe something will happen. You know, it's not enough to write a letter to the editor. That's all well and good, just like it ain't enough for me to make these YouTube videos. No, I got to get my butt out of this chair, get in the truck, go into town to a public meeting. So even if I don't say anything, hey, trust me, they know me. And sometimes not saying anything is more scary than me saying something, because they don't know what I'm up to if I keep my mouth shut. They don't know if I'm gathering information, if they have no idea. But that's just because I've got a reputation. They know if I get involved, it ain't going to be pretty. In fact, I think there's a public meeting tonight. I just want to go there. But it's in Mayberry, and the funny thing is I'm not in the taxing district of Mayberry. But since I do business in Mayberry, sometimes their decisions affect me. But some of the other taxing districts also that I am paying taxes to do business in Mayberry, so I got to keep a close eye on what goes on in Mayberry. No, Mayberry's not the real name. It's just the name I like to call it. Since I live out in country, you know, like Andy Griffith's show. I know I'm telling you my age, because if you don't know what that is, you need to look it up on YouTube. Mayberry RFD, Andy Griffith show. With Barney and Aunt Bee and Goober and Gomer, Thelma Lou. Back when TV was, I guess, wholesome. Anyway, that's off the topic. Back to the topic. Victimless crime? I don't think so. Police telling us what they're going to do, what they're not going to do? I don't think so. Wake up, my fellow Americans, and smell the tyranny.